turn a phrase into a weapon or a drug. You can be the outcast to be the backlash of somebody's lack of love. Or you can start speaking up. Nothing's gonna hurt you the way the words do when they settle beneath your skin. Kept on the inside, no sunlight, sometimes the shadow wins. And I wonder what would happen if you say what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. Just wanna see you. I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. Just wanna see you. I wanna see you be brave. Everybody's been there, everybody's been stared down by the enemy, fallen from the fear and want to disappear and bow down to the mighty. Don't run, just stop holding your tongue. Maybe there's a way out of the cage where you live. Maybe one of these days you can let the light in. Show me how big your brave is and say what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. And since your history of silence won't do you any good, did you think it would? Let your words be anything but empty. Why don't you tell them the truth and say what you wanna say and let the words fall out? Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. Just wanna see you. I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. Just wanna see you. I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. Just wanna see you. I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. Just wanna see you. I wanna see you be brave. Be brave. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Wow, Rob. Did you guys hear that? He might have a little bit of indigestion. Well, gee, thanks. Well, that's Rob Lowe on piano and keys and hiding behind the big giant iPad. And that's Josh Byers on drums and Susan Mikulich Gilbertson on bass. And this is Carlos Chavez on saxophone. It's really nice to have you here and to hear you. We haven't played music together in a couple of months, except, around the house a little bit, practicing songs here and there. But I wanted to feature him on this song tonight, and on a song tonight, and he chose this one. It's called Through the Fire. And I wanted to give you just a little bit of the words. The words are through the fire, to the limit, to the wall. For a chance to be with you, I'd gladly risk it all. Right down to the wire, even through the fire. And because of this storm that we've all been in recently, I thought it was a fitting song for each of you.
Carlos Chavez at our Mile High Band. Thank you so much. You know, music has this ability to take us into a different world and make us feel incredible things. So I feel very cool and very suave right now. Thank you, Carlos. And if you know me, those aren't usually traits of mine, so I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. But thank you so much for that. And so grateful to welcome you into our Wednesday night sanctuary. This is a virtual sanctuary we create each week for each of us, wherever we are, to say, hey, we're creating a space of love. We're creating a space of deepening. We're creating a space of optimism, not just for ourselves, but for our world. It's been great getting together on these Wednesday nights, and I'm so grateful to be joined by Linda Rengel tonight. And not to be upstage, but however, this man has not been on our stage for 2 years. Dr. Raz Smith is with us tonight. So glad you're here, Raz. I've been at Mile High for almost 3 years, but just from the moment I got here, getting to see how your leadership and consciousness helped grow this church, to get to receive mentorship and wisdom from you still ongoing today has just been such a blessing for me. And I just got to experience for a year, so I imagine how so many people who've been at Mile High for years and years feel about you. So we're so glad to have you sharing with us tonight. And in short, what have you been doing these last 2 years?
Well, thanks for all those beautiful words. And I feel the same way about your music, Carlos. That was awesome. And Jennifer, too. What have I been doing? Well, you know, I retired July 1st of 18 while I was laying in bed at Presbyterian St. Luke's Hospital. So this feels way better. And I'm very healthy, 27 months. I keep wanting to call it sobriety, but it's cancer-free. Mm-hmm. And sobriety, too, 27 years this July, actually. But what have we been doing? Tina and I have been retired and traveling. So before all this COVID stuff hit, we were laying on the beach in Key West. So not to make anybody jealous, but that was when it was January here.
We are jealous.
And it was just fabulous. And, you know, life has changed, I think, for all of us here just recently, the last several months. We were actually headed back from Galveston. It took a couple days to get back here from Galveston, Texas, but we arrived the day before Governor Polis basically closed down Colorado. So we made it back just in time. And we were supposed to go traveling to Europe about 4 weeks later, but as you can imagine, that didn't happen either. The good news, we got all of our money back, and we're rescheduled. Once the vaccine is here, we'll start traveling again. But if it wasn't for COVID-19 and all of these changes, I would have been in Europe when Dr. Roger called me and asked me if I would be interested in becoming the interim minister in Austin, Texas. So it's amazing what Spirit has in store for you.
And you were just telling me last week, you know, you'd retired from ministry. You had thought to yourself, hey, I think I'm done here. And so what changed?
You know, it was really interesting. I did receive that call from Roger, and it started out very pleasant. And it was a great call. It was always pleasant.
Roger has a way of calling us to unexpected places.
It is so true. And but I just let him know that I would need to pray about it and go into meditation. And what surprised me the most is how powerful the yes was. I did think I was done. And I would say the yes to become an interim minister for 6 months was a very powerful yes. And I have spoken down there, and I love the people and the board of trustees, the staff. I'll get to know the congregation next. But yeah, it feels good. I guess I wasn't done.
Yes, well, you know, what T.S. Eliot say, I don't believe that anyone grows old. What happens is they stand still and stagnate. And so we always have to stay in that creativity. Yeah. And it sounds like you've stayed within that creativity in your own heart.
No standing still, that's for sure.
No.
Yeah, not been doing that. But it's a long cry from being right over there in Christmas of 17 in a wheelchair at the Christmas Eve services to playing golf. Now, just did that yesterday.
Well, you continue to be an inspiration to all of us, as you'll continue to hear when you hear Raz speak, but to see the courage that you walk through those health challenges with, and to see you thriving and to see you looking better than I do here on stage is just such a thrill for so many of us. And Reverend Linda, it's so good to have you with us tonight. And for almost 2 years, you've been in ministry, and you've been an essential part of our healing ministry at Mile High. And I was just wondering if you'd share with everyone what's it been like to be a leader in that ministry with people facing all sorts of different health challenges through this time of COVID.
You know, in a way, the people in the healing ministry were a little bit accustomed to some isolation. As Raz and I have both walked a cancer journey, you know that sometimes you're just going to be isolated when you're having treatments and things. But what amazes me and continues to amaze me about the healing ministry is how resilient people are. And, you know, we go over and over the factors for having radical hope and a return to vibrant health. And people just work those steps. You know, they embrace their social support, they increase their positive emotions, they deal with any suppressed emotions, they become the CEO of their own health, as you and I have done. And so many more things. They invite more humor into their lives. Some radically change their diets. And it's just a joy and a pleasure to be with the participants in the healing ministry every Wednesday night in our healing support group.
And it's amazing to me. And I've always said, you know, in this philosophy, and I especially find it true here at Mile High Church, that, you know, I love our teachings. I love spirituality. But the thing that I've learned more than reading any books or anything like that is the stories of the people that we find here, people that have overcome immense challenges or walk through sometimes even passing away because of their health challenge, but doing it with such grace and such consciousness. It's an incredible thing. And I have a feeling, Linda, that you experience some of those stories every day, as you are one of those people for me who has amazing stories of thriving in spite of facing health challenges.
Right. It is a sacred pleasure, isn't it, to be the holder of some of those stories and to get to support those people. I'm thinking of one fellow right now who actually contracted COVID-19, and he was very ill for 3 weeks, and it was a little touch and go there at times, and he came out of that, and he turned around and became a compassionate convalescent plasma donor. So he's helped not 2, not 4, but 8 people so far with the donation of his antibody-rich plasma. So people just find wonderful ways to find a silver lining to so many of those things, many of these things.
Because I know both of you have faced immense health challenges. You know, what do you say to someone who's watching us tonight who has maybe just received a diagnosis or is uncertain about what their future is looking like in terms of keeping that resilience and that spirit alive?
You know, for me, I think it was never give up. You know, there's so many tools out there. I would go to sleep every night and wake up every morning to Joe Dispenza's evening and morning meditations. And he was all about creating the future that you see in your life. And I know that's what made a difference for me.
And I was pronounced stage 4 lung cancer, you know, on the day I found out I had it. So I skipped all of that. You know, I went from the tennis court to the chemo lab. So I think for me, I look back now 6 years, and there was only a 6% chance I'd be here. So thank you, universe. But I think the thing for me that has meant the most was deepening my spiritual connection. And Mile High has just been a fabulous, wonderful place to do that. And I think in that deepening, I went from a place before of having beliefs, and I feel more like I'm in a place now where I believe. In every cell, tissue, and fiber of my body, I know that the essence of each one of us is spirit indeed.
Thank you both so much. Thank you for your commitment to your ministries, to being of service, and to just being an example for all of us on how to live. And we are so glad you're continuing your adventures here. And, you know, 6 months, 12 months, whatever it is, get your butt back over here, Dr. Raz. We appreciate you. So grateful for Jennifer Burnett and this incredible band that's with us tonight. We're going to turn it back over to them.
Here in this world, where do we go? Where can we turn when we need spend all of our time building buildings up to the sky, reaching everywhere, but where we need to reach the most. Hearts never can win, no, in this race, the race that we're in. We've got enough cars to drive around the world, enough planes to take us anywhere. We got more than enough, but there's one thing there's just not enough of. Not enough love and understanding. We can use some love to ease these troubled times. Not enough love and understanding. Oh, why? Oh, why? Not enough love and understanding. We can use some love to ease these troubled times. Not enough love and understanding. Oh, why? Oh, why? We need some understanding. We need a little more love. Some love and understanding. Enough stars to light the skies at night. Enough sun to make the whole world bright. Enough hearts to find some love inside. We got more than enough, but there's one thing there's just not enough of. Not enough love and understanding. We can use some love to ease these troubled times. Not enough love and understanding. Oh, why? Oh, why? Not enough love and understanding. We can use some love to ease these troubled times. Not enough love and understanding. Oh, why? Oh, why?
Wow. You guys are great in person. You're great online. You're great when I was on my recliner at home watching you. I have watched so many of these services, from the RV and from home, and I just love you guys.
We love you too.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. It's so great to be back in Mile High. I know that you are comfortable in your chair at home right now, wherever you might be in the world, watching this Mile High Wednesday Night Live. When Reverend Josh first reached out to me for speaking here in June or July, I thought I was going to be doing a completely different talk. And this one that I have prepared for you tonight, I think I've written it at least 3 times, and that's pretty unusual for me. But I feel, I just feel like it's important. And my talk title tonight is Finding Common Ground. These are interesting times. I know that is such a simple, subtle little word. But I don't think any of us have ever lived through times like we're in right now. And, it's a great time to be a religious scientist, a person who believes in the New Thought teachings and all that supports us. I know as I was going through my health challenges, I was so grateful that this teaching was at the very foundation of who I was. So I feel equally grateful right now in this time that has challenged all of us, and especially to find common ground. It's interesting. First, we had COVID-19, as I was just speaking about a few minutes ago. I think that has challenged all of us, but it also showed us, I think, how connected we are around this world. I was going to be in Venice, and when I started hearing all the stories and Venice was closing down and there was people ill and dying, I was like, wow, this is big. And as I kept reading more, from my lounge chair in Florida, I realized this is building, this is growing, but it just showed me how much we are one. And as this COVID-19 swept the world, and of course arrived on our shores as well, and brought our lives, I have never seen anything that literally brought our lives to a standstill. Like I said, me and Tina got back to Colorado the very day that there was a shutdown, lockdown, whatever we called it. And then, of course, within a few months, the horrific killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis. And what that has done for our social fabric, and how we are being challenged more now than ever to really look at how we live and our systems and all of these things. And I thought, common ground. How are we going to find common ground? And I thought to myself that it is more important now than ever to realize we are one human family. So I'm just moved that we get to this point where we see that indeed we are one. So when I received, like many of you did, this last Monday, the email from Reverend Josh and Dr. Michelle that proclaimed what Mile High Church stood for, I was just proud to be part of this congregation. You know, I'm a member here. I'm going to be an interim minister at the Unity Church of the Hills in Austin, Texas, for about 6 months, but I'm a member of Mile High Church. So I was just proud to read that, all 3 pages, and realize that that is part of the fabric that is the common ground for Mile Highers. And I think that is what overcomes everything, to realize that we stand for human dignity and that we stand for welcoming all people, no matter what. You know, I am just amazed that, I was talking to Tina, as I often do before I give a talk, and, why George Floyd has triggered so much movement for eradicating racism. But I could say the same thing about why is it that after my first divorce, I didn't stop drinking. You know, why after I wrecked this car or ruined that relationship or whatever it was, but I gave up trying to figure it out. But after 400 years of putting up with racism and being treated in such a way that their lives were threatened all the time, I am so much more sensitive to it now, and I know many of you are as well. And I don't want us to miss this moment to make an incredible difference on the history of humankind. That this is the time we feel the oneness and we do something about it. You know, Mile High has a long-standing policy on diversity. And I remember when I was executive director, I brought in Tracy Brown, who is an expert on diversity training. And she lives in Dallas, Texas, and she's part of the Center for Spiritual Living there. Great and wonderful person. She's been here several times. But I brought her in for diversity training quite a while ago, maybe 10 years ago or so. But I tell you what, she is so busy right now. Her Facebook page is called What Is Mine to Do? What is mine to do? And she said something like over 5,000 people now because they want to become more educated. You know, it's this groundswell. You know, she's a nonviolent person. She believes in change through nonviolence, just like Dr. Martin Luther King and Mahatma Gandhi. And now people are wanting to learn about Black lives and what it has been like to have 400 years of history in this country where it was not safe to be a Black person. I mean, it just hurts to realize that just because of the color of one's skin, that it can be unsafe. So I'm so delighted that she is doing her work, and she recently did this. I listened to it. She calls it the 5 E's, and it's educate, equip, engage, evolve, and experience. And I loved what one of my white female Center for Spiritual Living colleagues said. She says, I think I need a learner's permit, you know? And I kind of feel the same way. I feel like as much as I might have called myself an anti-racist and all those kind of labels, what I realize is I don't understand as much as I think I want to for us to be able to be the kind of people who speak, talk, act, live, be people of oneness. I think I need a learner's permit. So challenging time. The COVID-19, now social unrest, and all the conversation about embracing all people, which we have always done, but in a whole new way, in a much more profound and long-lasting way that we don't miss this moment. Yeah, it's challenging, but is it possible to find common ground? I would say the answer is yes. Absolutely yes. With capital Y-E-S. And I'm going to give you just 2 steps. They're simple. I don't have an acronym tonight, but they're 2 steps. The first one is we must. I'm going to emphasize must. We must find where we are similar so that we can communicate again. We must find those ways where we are alike. And I'm going to give you a list at the end of this talk so you understand there is a lot of common ground here. But this is what will happen to help heal the separation that many of us feel or have felt. I know I certainly have, with family or friends. And I know some people even feel that way sometimes in the church where they go to. But you know what? The first step is to understand that we all want love. And right now, with COVID-19, we all would like a hug. And there's a limited number of people we can get a hug from. I have my mask right here, got to put that on. It just doesn't go well with this microphone. And that's what we're going to do to be safe, to be alive, to be vibrant. But we all want love and to live healthy lives. Trust me, everybody wants to live healthy lives. So that's where we start. We find those places that are similar. And yes, for you mile highers, all of the magic comes out of this pocket. Step 2, we must also acknowledge that we can be different. We can be different. Yes, we're very similar in a lot of ways. That's a lot of the oneness. But as Ernest Holmes said, it's oneness, not sameness. So we can be different. We have different colors of skin. We have different faith traditions. We come from different family backgrounds. We have so many things that are different, and yet we still often want the same things. One of the things I loved about this letter that I received from Reverend Josh and Dr. Michelle is it talked about the different viewpoints that mile highers have. And what I want you to know that in this, and I invite you to read it again, right in this, right here, it talks about how valid it is to have different viewpoints. And that when we respect each other and we once again learn civil discourse, we can disagree and still be one human family. We need to learn how to do that again. Because if namaste is going to be the God within me sees the God within you, I need to realize that you can disagree with me. You can have a different viewpoint. We have so many labels that I think divide us. And the one human family is the one that brings us together. And recently I was talking with some friends, and they shared with me that over the years, sometimes it's been hard to be a conservative at Mile High Church. So what I would invite us to do is step beyond the boundaries of our opinions and judgments about other people's viewpoints and realize that we are more alike than we think. Trust me, if you got this in the mail this week, and this is something you believe in, we can overcome any differences. So read it again. So I want to tell on myself, because what I'm talking about is judgments, right? judging somebody else that's different than me. They must not understand, or they must not believe in equality or racial justice or whatever's up. I had an experience in Florida. I think it was February. It was very warm there, not so much here. So we were by the pool. And, there was a couple and several of their friends tagging along with them to go to the pool. And I was already formulating judgments. I was really delighted that nobody could hear what was going on in my head. And I didn't even want to admit this at first. But I had so many judgments about these individuals, and I had made a decision about that they were not the type of people that would embrace all people. And so I was just kind of relishing in my judgments there as they sat down and they put their iPod or iPad on one of the tables. And I thought, oh, great, this is going to be interesting. And then they started their Pandora music playlist. And I went, oh, boy. And shockingly, to my amazement, every song that was on their Pandora playlist, I loved it. And the judgments were starting to dissolve. And, I was still hanging on to one. How insensitive. They're playing it pretty loud. This is kind of a mellow place. And the one guy came over and he goes, our music isn't too loud for you, is it? And I went, oh my God, he's considerate too. And, all of the judgments just started melting away, and I loved the rest of the afternoon and the music that was being played. And I just got caught. I got caught playing in my own judgments. Being the closed-minded individual I was thinking they were. Being the kind of people that I didn't think embraced all people, and I was the one doing it. So, I think what is mine to do is a very apt term. I think now more than ever, finding common ground is going to be about what is mine to do. Where are my judgments? Where are my prejudices? What is the work I need to do? So I don't like what's going on and how much it hurts. I've met so many of new black friends in Austin and my black friends here, and I can just feel how painful this is and how tired they are for having to deal with it. And of course, my gay and lesbian friends who were so excited. The Supreme Court, ruled that they are considered covered under our Constitution. And I can get excited for them and know what a tough walk that has been. I want to be less judgmental. I feel like, even though I've been in the ministry almost 20 years, I feel like I have a learner's permit. There's so much to learn. So, maybe that's why I'm going to do some more ministry. I have more to learn. And I thought I could just go play. But, serving the world is what I want to do. So, the clamor of COVID-19 and, of course, all the social unrest, I think that's the clarion call for us. That's the call for us to find the common ground. So do I have any specific answers? I don't think so. But I do have this. I believe our common ground is that we want to be in loving relationships. Love is love. We laugh when we see the innocence of children and grandchildren. That's common ground. I believe we have common ground when we smile when we see the playfulness of puppies and kittens. I know that Jennifer Burnett and Carlos's doggie isn't much bigger than this card. But what a love he is. I love seeing his pictures on Facebook. And don't we have the common ground where we look in awe at mountains, lakes, forests, flowers, and streams? We like music. Sometimes maybe different, maybe not the kind of music you always want to listen to. But you know what? The melody and the music touches somebody's heart every time it's played. I also believe in our hearts that we indeed want to embrace a sibling or a parent that we have disagreed with. That maybe those are some of the healings that could now happen. I've been reading stories about people who want to teach their children differently. It's already happening. It's spreading like wildfire. I love that it's transforming around the world, how people are seeing their prejudices. And I know I was touched when I read about George Lloyd's 6-year-old daughter who said, "My daddy is changing the world." You know, I don't know why it was this one. I don't know why it's happening now, because there were so many others that are on that list. But you know, there's thousands. That's what we're going to learn. But you know what? I think we want to cross the aisle. In the legislatures around the country, we want to join hands in creating a better world. That is what people want. And we want to be the people that our children look up to. And we want all people to be free, as our Constitution and our Independence Day that is coming up declares. So I say we once again seek that common ground that brings us together as one human family. So I know now we have some more amazing music from Carlos, from Jennifer and the band. So let's take a listen in.
Truth is harder than a lie. The dark seems safer than the light. And everyone has a heart that loves to hide. I'm a mess and so are you. We've built walls nobody can get through. Yeah, it may be hard, but the best thing we could ever do. Bring your brokenness and I'll bring mine. 'Cause love can heal what hurt divides, and mercy's waiting on the other side. If we're honest, don't pretend to be something that you're not. Living life afraid of getting caught. There is freedom found when we lay our secrets down and we talk. So bring your brokenness and I'll bring mine. 'Cause love can heal what hurt divides, and mercy's waiting on the other side. If we're honest, it would change our lives. It would set us free. It's what we're meant to be. So bring your brokenness and I'll bring mine. 'Cause love can heal what hurt divides, and mercy's waiting on the other side. If we're honest, if we're honest, if we're honest.
Thank you, Jennifer Burnett, the Mile High Band. Hey, Jennifer, what song was that? Can I ask you really quick? That was beautiful.
Sure. It's called If We're Honest, and it was originally recorded by Francesca Battistelli.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
We hear more than that. And Dr. Raz, I think you may have a future in ministry. You've got some potential. No, thank you so much for sharing your heart. And, this is our offering time, and we get to share things that we love about Mile High Church as we go into this. And one of the things that I love is just the incredible ministers that we've had and have. And to be able to, just this week's kind of special because we have Dr. Raz with us today. We have a video interview Dr. Michelle filmed with Reverend Cynthia James, who will be showing Sunday. And our own Dr. Roger is with us Sunday, too. And so I know Michelle and I have just been so supported not only by the incredible team that we have here, but by our mentors too, and just so grateful for them. And Raz or Linda, anything you want to share about what you love about this place?
I wanted to share one thing. I love this place. We tithe in retirement to this place, so that's going to continue even while I'm in Austin. And but the thing that I became a minister 10 days before 9/11. And being part of Mile High when that happened, that was another time for common ground. And to watch this community come together and to be there was like 900 people that showed up with no Facebook, no email over in the vote center that night. That's still just, this is a great community. Give all your money. Don't hold back.
How about you, Reverend Linda?
I would just like to highlight one exciting new development in the healing ministry, and that's that with the efforts of this wonderful production team here and with Reverend Kay Johnson, the Healing Light Service is now found on the Mile High website. The first day it dropped, we had 197 people view it. So if you're missing that beautiful music and candlelit meditation, check it out on the website.
Thank you both. So with that, we just invite you to take all your money and bless it. Take whatever that metaphorical gift is for you, just to bless that. This is a great time to know the abundance, not only for Mile High Church, but the abundance for each and every Mile Higher and everyone watching tonight. And know that you can give via text 45888. You can give online at milehighchurch.org, or you can send in a check. But let us just all bring our gifts together in consciousness, knowing that they are blessed and multiplied, not only for wherever we give, but in our own lives as well. We let it be and thrive, and so it is.
So as most families, my husband and I have been quarantined in our home for the last almost 3 months. And there was a good 2 months of it where we didn't leave at all, did we? I mean, it was from mid-March to mid-May. We just didn't leave our house for anything. It wasn't until mid-May that we were actually kind of going to work here and there. But we were just in our home with our baby dog and also my daddy, who lives with us and we're taking care of. But I can say this is what I know for sure, and that's that if there were ever a season 2 of quarantine, I would not want to change cast members, because I would want to be in quarantine with you all over again. Do you feel the same way?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't love you much, do I? Just more than human tongue can tell, that's all. I don't love you much, do I? Remember, and I kissed you in the hall. See how it sparkles in my eyes. I couldn't hide it if I tried, that's right. I don't love you much, do I? Just more than anything else in this whole world.
I don't love you much, do I? Just more than all the stars in the sky. I don't love you much, do I? I think you hung the moon and that's all.
See how it sparkles in my eyes. tried, that's right. I don't love you much, do I? Just more than anything else in this whole world. I don't love you much, do I? I could feel it all the way across the room.
I don't love you much, do I? Like spring doesn't make the flowers bloom.
I don't love you much, do I? I'd follow you to hell and back again.
I don't love you much, do I? Just watch me light up as you walk in.
See how it sparkles in my eye. I couldn't hide it if I tried, that's right. I don't love you much, do I? Just more than anything else in this whole world. See how it sparkles in my eye. I couldn't hide it if I tried, that's right. I don't love you much, do I? Just more than anything else in this whole world. I don't love you much, do I?
Oh, you were too afraid to talk.
Let's move from marital bliss to the blissfulness of prayer. I invite you now, just where you are, to take a deep, deep breath and exhale it comfortably. Maybe your shoulders fall and your belly relaxes and your brain rests on that breath. And now let's enter that inner sanctuary of beautiful prayer time as we bring forth ourselves and others into the light of blessing, knowing that the truest thing about each one of us is that at our essence we are spirit. We are made by that creative ultimate presence. And in this prayer, we will bring forward the name possibly of ourselves or of others for whom we're praying this evening. Praying first for peace of mind, for tranquility in these interesting times, for freedom from depression or anxiety or melancholy, just knowing that the ease and the grace of spirit is as close as that next breath. Speak now the names of those for whom you desire peace of mind. And moving now to the world of abundance. Oh, the abundance is everywhere we look. Abundance of possibility. Abundance in the arenas of family, friends, faith, family, fun, fitness. It's all there. Let us bring to mind ourselves or others for whom we pray for abundance this moment. And moving now into the realm of healthy relationships, relationships that are reciprocal and respectful, relationships that serve to grow us and evolve us. Speak the name or names now for those for whom we are praying for healthy relationships. And lastly, as we move into that sacred realm of healing, healing that is done by Spirit itself, let us call to mind healings of all kinds, be that be physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, viral, or racial. Let's bring it forward now, whether it be personal or communal or citywide or countrywide. Bringing that forward now for healing. And it's just we release these sacred prayers into that wonder-working power that is now evolving them. I simply invite you to send them off by saying with me, and so it is. And so it is. What a fabulous Wednesday we've had here together. So glad you've joined us. If you would like additional personal prayer, you can go to our website, milehighchurch.org/prayer, and leave your prayer there. We do have a fabulous Sunday coming up with that video interview with Dr. Michelle and Cynthia James, and of course, Roger Teal will be here. And come right back next Wednesday night, Dr. Barry will be here. Stay safe.
I release